lazy, sleep, not aware of what's going on, not aware as to why your people getting gunned down in the street. Because you mixing with the other nations, you're giving your strength to them, and they're gonna take you away from God's law. That's exactly what's happening today. You think it's all right because you see it on TV, but the Lord is against that thing. He is not for intermingling with the other nations. He is not with that. But America's going to tell you otherwise. And you see it manifesting right before your eyes. And we support it. All in the love of money. We support that. We ain't supposed to be doing that. Let me get Deuteronomy 7 and 3. Deuteronomy chapter 7 and 3. We're going to show you what the Lord say about intermingling with the other nations. He is not with that. Bring it up.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Read 4.
Verse 4.
This is the reason why he don't want us mingling with the other nations. Go ahead.
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
They will what?
For they will turn thy son away from following me.
That's why we don't know nothing about the Lord here in America.
That they may serve other gods.
That we gonna do what?
That they may serve other gods.
Other gods. We out here celebrating Christmas, Easter, without knowing anything about the background history of Halloween. We out here dressing up like pumpkins. You know, painting eggs, hiding them in the grass. What does that have to do with Christ? Think about these things. Read 4 again. Deuteronomy 7 and 4. Read it again.
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
So when you mix with the other nations, their mission is to turn you away from God. You need to understand that. That's why you don't go to, I ain't gonna say go to church, that's why you don't have no understanding as to who your God is, because you're mixing with the other nations. Because they put it on the TV, you think it's all right. Everything that's good for you is not good for you. That looks good is not good for you. That's what I meant to say. Read it again.
For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the...
What other guys we talking about? What we see on TV? We see Nicki Minaj on TV. We see Megan Thee Stallion. We see Cardi B. We think we supposed to look like them. They promoting whoredom. So we doing what? We out here having our daughters looking like that. That ain't what the Lord about. The Lord ain't about you out here having your daughters looking like harlots. What's the saying? The apple don't fall far from the tree. If you dressing like it 9 times out of 10, you're going to have your daughter dressing that way. And then you got the nerve to look at a man sideways when he look at your daughter because she wearing and showing everything. You had no concern about that. But you dressing her like a harlot. And why does a harlot dress the way she does? To attract that man to come. To attract that man for one particular reason. And these days, trying to get their money. So she wears the skimpiest outfit trying to attract the man's eyes. And you wonder why this world or this society is out of order. Worshiping other gods by mingling with the other nations, by taking on their thought process, their philosophy, their vain deceits. That's what happened. That's why the Lord did not want us mingling with them, marrying them, having children with them. 23 and 12.
So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and the anger of the Lord will be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly.
So the Lord, 23 and 12. So when we intermingle with these other nations, the Lord is on fire. He's hot. He's furious about these things, and he's knocking us off day in and day out because of it. But we so mesmerized by what we see on TV, we think it's all right. The Lord is not with that. The same way you don't see a zebra mixing with a damn deer or a gazelle in the wild. They are animals, but they got their own specific species that they socialize with and build with. You don't see gazelles mating with zebras. What is the point? It's these wicked ass scientists that try to intermingle, make hybrids. But the Lord did not design it to be that way. That's right. Bring that out of Joshua.
This is the book of Joshua, chapter 23 and verse 12. Else, if you do if you do in any wise go back and cleave unto the remnant of these nations, even these that remain among you.
Hold on. The Lord said, if you go back and mingle with them, what's going to happen?
And cleave unto the remnant of these nations, even these that remain among you, and shall make marriages with them, and go unto them, and they unto you. Verse 13. Know for certainly that the Lord your God will no more drive out any of these nations from before you.
You see that? That's why you're getting gunned down in the street. That's why your neighborhoods are destroyed. So-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. Because you intermingling with the other nations, God said, I will no longer drive them out before you. And they're going to do what?
But they shall be snares and traps unto you.
They're going to be snares and traps to you. And snares and traps. Think about it, a mouse trap. That is not for the benefit of that mouse. It's not going to help him out in no shape, form, or fashion. It's a trap to keep him in one area, one spot, where he can't move, waiting to be destroyed. Said the other nation's going to be snares and traps to you. He ain't going to drive them out no more. Instead, they're going to be on top of you. Keep reading.
And scourges in your side.
They're going to be like, what?
And scourges in your side.
Thorns in your side you can't get away from. Everywhere you step, they right there. Think about this. You at work walking on eggshells because they a thorn in your side. They controlling your paycheck. Your neighborhood. You walking around on eggshells, thinking that any time they can turn on you. Stick you in the side, stick you in the back. The Lord said, just for us mingling with them. Mingling with them. You got time now, brother?
I'll ride right here.
We got to be men of our words these days. You know? Say what we mean and mean what we say. When we don't do so, we lose respect. And when we dealing with the other nations, they have no respect for us. The Lord said they will be snares and traps unto us. Read that one more time.
Know for a certainty that the Lord your God will no more drive out any of these nations from before you, but they shall be snares and traps unto you, and scourges in your side, and thorns in your eyes, until you perish from off this good land which the Lord your God hath given you.
So you ain't even in your land right now. You already been driven off your land for mixing and mingling with them. Mixing and mingling with the other nations. The Lord is not with that. He is against it. Let's go to Nehemiah chapter 13 and 23. What we talking about? Putting in work for the Lord. How do you put in work for the Lord? Keeping his commandments. Teaching. And what we talking about right now is intermingling with the other nations. We are not supposed to be doing that, regardless what they put on the TV. Regardless what you see in your magazines, what they teach you at school. God is against it. You lay down at night, you pray to the Most High God. Before you eat your meals, you praying to him, but you won't do nothing that he tell you to do. That's why we out here, to give you some understanding. They're not going to tell you this in the church. They'll tell you, date who you want to. Love has no color. Love is blind. That ain't in the Bible. The Lord said, deal with your own people. Don't give your strength to the other nations. The ones that destroy kings. Right? 25 or 23. This is what the Lord says. Bring it out.
Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 23. In those days also I saw Jews that had married wives of Ashdod and Ammon and of Moab. Verse 24.
So he was saying he seen Jews, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, doing what? Mingling with the other nations. Go ahead.
Verse 24. And that children spake half in the speech of Ashdod and could not speak in the Jews' language.
So we couldn't even speak our own language. We've been mixing and mingling with the other nations so bad we couldn't even speak our own language. Our own language, but we can speak their language. Just like it is today. We don't know the Hebrew tongue. We all speaking what? English. They're thinking that's our native tongue. No, that's not in the Bible. Read it again.
Verse 24. And their children spake half in the speech of Ashdod, and
So their children couldn't even speak it. Go ahead.
and could not speak in the Jews' language, but according to the language of each people.
But they can speak everybody else's language, but they own. Meaning what? They know everybody else's customs, but they own. They know how to keep the land up, the law of the land, but they don't know how to keep the laws of God. That's foolishness. And the Lord said in Deuteronomy, by mixing and mingling with the other nations, you would do what? Turn away from him. So by our sons and daughters being given to the other nations, they will be turned from God. And here in America, Babylon the Great, the land of confusion, there is no truth of God here in this land. Think about that. Go ahead.
Verse 25. And I contended with them and cursed them and smote certain of them and plucked off their hair and made them swear by God, saying, ye shall not give your daughters unto their son, nor take their daughters unto your son or yourselves.
So the Lord has told us 3 times so far in the Old Testament that we ain't supposed to be mingling with other nations. But we do what we want to do here in America. And we wonder why our households are broken. No father. Why the woman don't respect the man. Why everything is out of whack, out of course. From something as simple as not mingling with the other nations. They want to cleave unto you. They know that you're special. They know that you're great. They know that God chose you, but you don't know.
Their transgressions wherein they have transgressed against thee, and give them compassion before them who carried them captive.
So he's going to make the enemies that you have be compassionate towards you. The same ones that were closing the doors that were rejecting you before when you were sinning against the Lord. Now he's going to make them your footstools. He's going to make them open the doors for you that you never thought possible. Read that last part again.
And forgive thy people that have sinned against thee, and all their transgressions wherein they have transgressed against thee, and give them compassion before them who carried them captive.
Give them compassion before them that carried them captive. Keep going.
That they may have compassion on them.
That they will have compassion on you. The Lord will take his foot off your neck a little bit. Just to show you that he's real. And when you endure for the Lord, he's going to have compassion on you. And he's going to make them pull their knee off your neck. When you're keeping his commandment. Is that it on it? So what do we learn? Keeping his commandments by remembering who you are first. Admitting your wrongdoings, your faults, your wickedness. Admitting to the Lord. Not to each other, but to the Lord. Repenting of it. Turning away from it. Praying to the east. Praying toward Jerusalem. Toward the east, which is where the sun rises, for those who don't know. You want to face where the sun rises. That's from the east. Understand that. Then he will hear your prayers. When you start keeping his commandments, praying to him, doing what's required of you as an Israelite. Then he will hear your prayer. If you ain't keeping his commandments, he don't hear your prayer. That's in the Bible that we don't read. That's in the Bible that they don't teach you about. In the Bible that speaks how great you are as a black woman, man, child, Hispanic, man, woman, and child, as a Native Indian, man, woman, and child. The Bible is for you. It was written for you only, regardless what the other nations tell you. They can't open that Bible and prove nothing to you. They can smile and laugh and keep you away from God. That's why he told you not to mingle with them. That's why he told you not to lay down and have kids with them. Because they're going to steer you away from them. Where you don't believe in the Bible, you don't believe in your own people, you hate your own people by sleeping around and messing with the other nations. That's what you're showing your people when you're doing and mixing with the other nations. You're showing them that you hate your own people. They ain't going to stand out here and tell you what's right, what's wrong. They're going to continue to keep you in sin and on the bottom of society. They're going to keep laughing in your face. They don't know your struggle. They never will, never have. They the ones creating the problem and trying to give you the answer at the same time. That's wicked as hell. But that's why we out here, for the love of our people. Rain, sleet, or snow, we don't care how you feel when you screw your face up. We gonna tell you the truth. Thus saith the Lord. Yeah, let's get there. Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
The Lord said we are a special people, a holy people, separate. We're not like everybody else. We shouldn't be trying to entertain or live our life like the other nations. The Most High God chose us to be different, special, holy. Read that again.
For thou art an holy people.
The word holy means separate. Read it again.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
For all those who say everybody's created equal under God. We are for God. God created everybody. God loves everybody. That ain't in the Bible. He chose his people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You are God's chosen people. He said you holy. You special. Read that again.
For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Unto who?
Unto himself. Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
The Bible don't lie. We reading, thus saith the Lord. He said you are above the other nations. All the other nations upon the face of the earth. So when they tell you, fight for your equality, fight for your rights, just know that you above them. And stop listening to them, because they're going to keep you on the bottom. They don't give a damn about your well-being. Never have, never will. But what are we doing? Searching for a nation to give us help. Let me get that in Lamentations 4 and 17. Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17. We talking about what? Our people being disobedient to the Lord. And it's high time you wake out your sleep. But one of the things we can't do and what we got to be aware of is what we about to read. Lamentations 4 and 17. Bring it out, bro.
Lamentations 4 and verse 17. As for us, our eyes have yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
We're watching for other nations to help us, to give us a stimulus check, to give us some EBT, to give us some housing, to give us an extra hour at work, to give us another way to get some money. We looking for another nation to give us help. Same nation is doing what? Keeping you on the bottom, making it harder for you. Creating all these foolish philosophies for you to follow behind. Go to college. To learn what? How to be a plumber? Something they used to teach you in high school. Why did they take it out of the high school and make it where you got to go to a vocational school? A 2 years degree school. A university. Why you got to pay for that information now? They used to offer it in the high school. They want to make money off of you. Want to keep you in debt. These things should be taught freely. How to work the plumbing, how to work the electricity in your house, how to be a gardener, how to grow your own vegetables, how to deal with each other. Now they done broke everything down where you got to pay for it. We out here, thus saith the Lord, giving this knowledge to our people for free, and yet and still they reject it. But if we was out here saying pay us $10.99 for this book to learn how to read the Bible, you'll buy it. Simple. Yeah. get Deuteronomy 30. Like I said earlier, it's a way out of this thing. Everything was written and declared from the beginning. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass,
Future prophecy, go ahead.
when all these things are come upon thee, the blessings and the curses which I have set before thee,
We already was in rulership beforehand. Now we going through the curses.
and,
We were blessed and cursed. Go ahead.
and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether the Lord thy God have driven thee.
When you wake up in the different nations, in these different countries, all around the world, when you begin to wake up, go ahead.
Verse 2. And shalt return unto the Lord thy God, and shall obey his voice,
When you bethink yourself, realize who you are, repent of your ways, turn back to the Lord, go ahead.
according to all that I commanded thee this day, thou and thy children with all thine heart and with all thy soul,
So when you turn back to the Lord with all your heart, soul, go ahead.
that then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity
Don't turn your captivity, go ahead.
and have compassion upon thee,
Keep going.
and will return and gather thee
We will what?
return and gather thee from all
You
the
see that?
nations.
Our people don't even believe in that Christ gonna come and redeem his people. They think about a rapture. The word rapture is not even in the Bible. Think about that. It's not even in the Bible. But he coming to get his people. From where? Read that again.
That the Lord thy God will return thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whether the Lord thy God have scattered thee.
He gonna return and gather his people from the lands where he scattered them. That's joyful right there. That's what we should be rejoicing in. The fact that the Lord is coming back for his people. Not everybody, but for his people. To set them back in rulership. To set them back in their own land where they ain't paying taxes. Where they ain't paying rent money. Where they ain't paying bills to get defiled water and defiled food. The Lord is coming to get you when you're keeping his commandments, coming to return you back to your glorious status, to your royal status. We just read in Deuteronomy 7 and 6 that he chose you to be special, holy, separate, not mingled among the other nations. Sooner we return to who we are and start keeping the commandments, the faster we get out of this hellhole. But until our people realize that and stop just riding around on damn scooters trying to have fun all the time, we gonna be stuck here. Steady complaining, steady wondering why nobody love you, why ain't nobody paying you no attention, why you can't succeed in life. Bring it out. You're gonna stay on the Bible. You're gonna stay seeing your friends and your family get shot down. Your family's getting hooked on drugs left and right, depressed as hell. Until we come back to who we are, we gonna stay in these conditions. And that's the message of the Bible. Endure it to the end. Put in your work. Stop walking around living deliciously, foolishly. A life full of madness and folly. Stop trying to goddamn have a good time all the time. You should not be celebrating right now. This is not our resting place. Ain't nothing great about this place. The fact that you got to pay a bill, you got to pay for everything in this so-called land of the free. Ain't nothing free. You got to pay for everything. Everything. Nobody cares. That's the life we live in. That's the world we live in. The Lord said, keep his commandments. If you want right to the tree of life and to enter into the city.